Sapporo's first full moon of spring. It's a welcome sight after a long and snowy winter. It's been 3 months of heavy and regular snowfall. Although it has been an exceptionally full and adventurous winter, with some of my favorite images that I've ever captured taken this winter. But the promise of warmer days and sunshine is calling me. Winter is generally a quiet season. The deep snow softens sounds and the rivers run low. The sound of rain in the spring is almost nostalgic when it starts to fall again. The flow of water and the growing streams and rivers build the excitement for spring's arrival. It's like welcoming back an old friend. I grew up in Philadelphia in the United States, but I've lived in Melbourne, Australia, Tokyo, Japan, and Taichung, Taiwan. Nowhere else have I experienced such a dramatic and, dare I say, long change of seasons like I have in Hokkaido.
It's a very still morning, but not a very quiet one. There's sounds of ducks and birds all over, just waking up with the dawn. I've been here for about 45 minutes, just roaming around in the dark with just a silhouette of the mountain in the background there, just so I could get my bearings of where I was going to shoot. Now, I decided to photograph the mountain from this angle because I had a little bit of a rock just barely peeking out from under the water. Some nice reed grass right on the bank of the Numa here, the marshland, with Koma-ga-take in the background, and spotted around are all of these little islands covered with trees. I've got sunrise in probably about 20 minutes or so. And I think this first image here, this first image here, I'm going to be happy with that. And then I'm going to move on. Very pretty scene. I think the best of the morning light is over, but I'm still going to roam around this park a little bit and see what I can find. Now, in the last episode, I talked a little bit about how a photographer sees, or maybe how I see. And in this episode, I'd like to explain a little bit how I choose my shots. So I want to change the idea that there is one best shot. I don't think there is such a thing as one best shot or one best angle or a location or I think maybe when people go to these iconic locations and shoot, there's probably a famous photographer that has taken a photograph that everybody tries to emulate. Now, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I think it's a great learning tool. But maybe if I could liken it to finding your one true love. I don't believe there's such a thing as one true love. I do believe that it's the one that you choose to love. And the same is true with photography. It's the one that you choose to love. And then whatever you're photographing, use all of your power as a photographer to highlight all of the best assets of whatever it is that you're photographing. You want to make that item or that subject as beautiful as possible. I think there's that misconception. It holds people back from experimenting, from seeing new things, and following their curiosity. When I go out on a shoot, I usually go to a location with an open mind. I don't really have a plan. I don't go somewhere thinking that I'm going to capture a certain kind of image. I usually keep myself wide open to any of the possibilities. Now, sometimes I do go to a location because I want to shoot a certain subject, but most of the time I go somewhere and whatever strikes my fancy, that's what I shoot. Now, sometimes, you work really hard at an image and, sometimes it just doesn't love you back, does it? And so you have to know when to move on. And it's okay to, abandon an image sometimes and go, it's just not working today. Maybe there's something missing in one of the elements that would make that a fuller picture, whether it be atmosphere or light or texture, or maybe a bird flying through the image might have just made it all that much more an interesting photograph. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes. I'm going to photograph these cherry blossoms here, but I don't know if it's going to work. And if it doesn't, I'm going to have to move on.
And yeah, this one didn't love me back, so I abandoned it and moved on to the next one.
So I've been playing around with this, I'm not sure if it's a rhododendron bush or, you know what, I should check that out. I do have an app on my phone. All right, we'll see. Really hard to focus on that leaf for some reason. Swamp azalea. Okay, swamp azalea it is. So I'm photographing this swamp azalea here. And all of these new fresh spring leaves that are coming out, and they have this wonderful vibrant green color. That green color that only spring can have. And I found a bud. This one bud that hasn't opened yet. And it has this little red tip right at the top of it. The sunlight's coming through, it's backlighting all of these leaves. I'm shooting more or less up into the sky to try and basically, white out the background. Otherwise, if I'm shooting straight in, there's lots of branches and it would make it quite a dark image. But now, because I'm shooting slightly up into the sky, the entire background is white and the green of the leaves and that red bud really pops. Basically, my photography, I don't always want it to be such a representation. I want it to inspire a feeling. As a photographer, one of the most important things that I feel that I can do is make somebody feel something when they see the image, whether it's surprise or awe or humor even, a little touch of calm. And those are the things that I'm looking for myself. That's how these things make me feel. And sometimes as I'm looking through, something just clicks. And that's what happened when I saw this little bud with that just tiny little bit of red at the crest of the bud there. That was the moment that I knew this was going to be a nice image. Initially, I was looking at the leaves. Eventually, I focused on the bud with the leaves as an accent, as the kind of the orchestra, and the bud is the soloist. Today is my mother's birthday, so I just wanted to say happy birthday to you, Mom. This one's for you.
Hey, hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm out on a photo shoot,
Oh, okay.
and I just took a picture, and I dedicated it to you.
Oh, cool.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I was drawn to this image and shot it because of the color, but I have to say, I really prefer it in black and white. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So we had a very pleasant morning, and I think a couple of the images this morning are okay. I particularly like the one of the swamp azalea. I like that one a lot. But I'm on the lookout for some cherry blossoms, and this area doesn't seem to have very many cherry blossoms or plum blossoms in this vicinity. There's a scattering of them here and there, but I'm looking for a little bit more drama. So I packed up and I'm heading out to a new location, and we'll see what we got there. Quite an awesome park. Nearly no cherry blossoms.
Back up a bit. This is a huge tree here, and it's not really blooming yet. It's just starting to bloom. Now, I was looking around for something to shoot, and then I noticed actually on the trunk there's about 5 flowers that have bloomed actually on the trunk. And the closer I got, I noticed that there was a spider on the backside of one of the petals. And it was this one right here. So I quickly grabbed a shot of it. And when I was going to get this camera to talk about it, the spider ran away. So I got a shot, and take a look.
In my continuing search for a dramatic show of blossoms, I went to location number 3.
Well, this is not looking so good.
I shot in this location last spring and was rewarded with some wonderful images. I'll leave a link in the description below if you'd like to check it out. But alas, I am a week early, and there's barely anything blooming.
And once again, there is a little insect. Come on out. Hey, there you go. Come on out, all the way out. Hey, little guy. So this shot here, I've actually already taken the shot, but wanted to get a little bit of an explanation of the shot to be able to couple with the image. So the shot right here was of this little cluster of blossoms here, and there's a stem that's coming from the underside of this branch, and it's kind of coming over all the way through the underside of this branch from here. I think it's popping out of the branch here and coming over into here, and just captured just a bit of the sunlight. And so I got a bit of this texture, this wonderful, rough, very tactile looking branch here with that delicate, soft, delicate petal as a contrast. It's absolutely beautiful. So there is another branch that goes just behind it on the underside, and that was also catching some light. So I have a nice diagonal line. The way that I was shooting it, the background was blurred out, and that's the lower branch. And then there was a bit of light coming down, really highlighting all of that texture of the branch, and then the light just popping nicely on those petals, and just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'll pop that up on the screen now. You let me know what you think in the comments below.
How do I choose my shots? I guess if I could wrap it up, I just look for things that stick out from the crowd. It's those little things that maybe would go unnoticed. So if you just look a little bit longer, a little bit deeper, you're going to find something that goes, oh, that's not like the rest, or oh, that sticks out from the crowd. Oftentimes when I'm shooting blossoms like this, I look for a bud that is maybe surrounded by other blossoms that have already bloomed, or a bloom surrounded by buds. It's those little things that stick out from the crowd. Those are the things that I kind of hone in on. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And luckily, this one loved me back. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share, the notification bell if you want to be let know when I upload new content. And I'll see you next time.